dollar, the euro dollar. And if you remember when we were talking about the what happened last week on the dollar, on the euro, and I told you look at the weekly chart, we are still below. Our structural point is the 134418. That was the structure point, and it is also our selling point from last week. You guys, can you hear me correct? Okay. No chart? No, refresh your screen. No, the voice is okay, Osama, and you guys refresh the screen. Mario, try to. I'm holding. I'll pause. Remember from last week, we were our structure point, and you will see that is below 134418, and if you look at this weekly chart, we are still negative on the euro dollar. We still want to be short the euro dollar. We do not have a buy signal on the euro dollar as of yet, even though we had this big move to the upside on Friday. And as I told you before, if you look at this chart over here, we are still extremely negative. We have our first sell. This was our first shorting point. If you guys remember, we were trading it together with you and the guys on FX Street. We went short below 144, 14337. That's 1,000 points ago. And then the second structural point is the 13748. See that? The 13748. So that was our first short, which we took together in the room. And right here, when it traded below the 3.3748, that was our second short, and we're already another about 700 pips into that trade. And our minor structure point or reversal point or flipping point is the 1.34418. So with that, we're still bearish and we're still negative on the euro. But as I said, we had a big move on Friday in the euro, and now we have to look at the daily chart and try to find out how we are going to trade the euro. This is exactly the same chart that we were looking at. This is only Friday. The low of Friday was 32.67 and the high was 134.24. So we had about 150 pip range that day, which is a big range, but still we were unable to trade above the 1.34361, and that is our structure point. We closed at 1.3408, so we're only 26 points away from our buy signal. So it gives the euro dollar another gimme trade, another easy trade. So the structural point is 13436. Our long point, our buying point, is above 1.3436, and if we go long above the 13436, we're going to put our stop right here below it. If we're going to go long, then our stop is going to be here, and that's when you look at the chart and everything lines up and falls into place. And our short is going to be easy. We're going to take from the intraday chart. Okay, so we're going to look at the intraday chart and we can going to identify our, so if you look at this, there is your big move to the downside, making lows, continuing. All what we have now is this big push that happened on Friday, and we are only going to buy it if it gets above the number, the structure point, which we had from the weekly and the daily chart. And remember, that's why you put a line. If you look at this chart, you can say to yourself, where will I buy it? I don't know, where will I buy it? Where is my buying point? Where? But if you take the structure point or the long point from the daily chart and you put it in like this on the intraday chart, and that is our buy point 13436. So that's your buying point 13436 right there. I'm just scrolling it down. And right now you would see that this is a perfect buying point. Why? Because if this is the move up, it should give us a little push right here, and if it gets above the 1.3436, that would be like a small time frame structural turnaround. So that's an easy buy. You can buy it above here. So structurally it lines up. The structure is the building of the chart, the structure of the chart is correct right there. That's my structural point. So it is easy for us, or it's a clean buy, to buy it above the 1.3436, and we're going to place our stop right below the 1.3386. So we're just going to give it like a 30 pip move to the so let me write it for you so that you can see. This here is going to be our buy point here. I'm going to place my stop here, my long stop here below 1.3386, and I'm going to go short also below the 1 point. So it's also my shorting point below the 1.3386. Okay, I'm buying above the 1.3436. I'm buying it right there, not before. I'm not gonna touch it unless it gets above there. And if I buy it over here, I'm going to place my stop right below the 1 point, right there below the 1.3386. And if it trades below the 1.3386 and it stays right here, I'm going to go short. Okay, and I'm going to place my stop right above there. See how that's when you have a structure, lines up with the significant points, lines up with your entry. You have an easy and a gimme trade that shouldn't take more than 5 minutes to analyze and identify. So let's do the euro. So our long point is the 1.3436. Our short point is the 1.3. Where is the number? 1.3386. I am going. My structural long is the 1.3436, which is right there. It's the one and the same. So it's good. I mean, this means if you buy it above the 1.3436, this thing should fly. If it doesn't, oops, then it's not. Then you have to be careful and get out. That's the beauty of the structure, because if it's something going to capitulate, it's just going to fall. If something is going to move to the upside and you're right, you're going to get your confirmation. The market will tell you you are correct, and the way the market speaks is by giving you momentum or giving you something like this. That's the way the market speaks. Okay, so my structure short again is the 1.3436, and if we go long above the 1, you're going to place the long stop below 1.3386, and your short stop is going to be 1.3. You can make it 1.34. I mean, it's just because it's 86, you want to give it like 20 pips so it doesn't really so I'm gonna make it 134 even. Okay, so these are the numbers for the euro dollar. the structure short were already, what's that? Sorry, excuse me. No, that's not the structure short. I have to take a new structure short. Structure short is 132.66. Okay, these are the correct numbers. Right, that is your euro dollar.